Welcome one and all. This is the 12th man here on TTT. All right, we're going straight to the thought. Straight. We know all the winners in terms of all the leagues except the Italian league. Liverpool have won the Premier League. Barcelona today won the Spanish league. We already knew before that Bayern Munich was on their verge, and they finally did win the German league. And of course, Paris Saint-Germain had won the French league a long time ago. Only in Italy, Napoli lead by 1 point over Inter Milan with all to play for. That's the only league that has not been decided as yet. And Inter Milan, they also have the added pressure of being in the Champions League final against Paris Saint-Germain on the 31st of this month. So there's so much going on. Elsewhere, we're going to continue to talk with teams that want to make it into the Champions League and teams that just want to improve. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to Spain, we're going to London, we're going to Liverpool, and we are going to Manchester. We'll be back.
During the weekends, we do like a grill in a come-together like sort of party. It's a community event, so people have to eat and have their bellies full to think a little bit faster when they are playing. You know you have bragging rights in the hood. I'm like, my guy won the game. The taste of victory.
The world wasn't really made for persons with visual impairment, so you have to adapt. If there's too much of a crowd on the pavement, we have to go slowly, and they guide you along the way too. So most times people ask me if I'm crossing, and then they say take my arm, people will come to my assistance. Sometimes if they can't come, they might say, okay, cross now. So I'm hearing the person in the distance, and I go slowly with my cane outstretched a bit, and I manage. Long time they used to tell you, why don't you stay inside? If you can't see, stay inside. But then if I stay inside, you wouldn't know that blind people can walk the street. I tell my children I like coming outside.
哎，我说老方，老方，你以后对人姑娘主动点行不行啊？你跟舅妈都已经，前舅妈都已经分手那么久了，从来没见你对哪个女孩这么上过心。我告诉你啊，你要再这么单着，等我走了，你可真就只剩自己一个人了。
你想还敢说剩我一个人了？你有没有良心啊？这4年多了，我有自己时间吗？我这么多年，你上课我上课，我放假你放假，你自己说，寒暑假是谁帮你补的课？谁带你满世界玩的？还不是你就是我！这小没良心，还留我一个人，别回来！
谈不上恋爱还赖我啊？
Diamonds are forever, and so are true sports fans. Here in Trinidad and Tobago, the women do it the best. And if there's one man we know we could trust, is the 12th man, Andre Errol. Catch him every Thursday on TTT's #1 sports show. And guess what? It's the 5th season, guys. The 5th season, so tune in. It's pure vibes, energy, attention to detail, and you don't want to miss it. My name is Kai Selva, and I'm your former 3-time Olympian, and I'm encouraging you all to tune in every Tuesday. You don't want to miss it. Trust me.
Welcome back, welcome back. This is the 12th man here on TTT. All right, I promise you, we are going all over England. We're going to start in Manchester. We've got Richard Freeman with us. He's a Manchester City supporter. He's in a happy mood because on Saturday, Manchester City played the FA Cup final against Crystal Palace, and they are the overwhelming favourites. Richard, welcome. Richard, what from the perspective that City has always been challenging for the title or coming second, close second, so the case may be, how would you describe the season?
Well, obviously the season was a bit of an anomaly, a disappointing season. We went through a slump, midway through the season that was unprecedented by recent standards. Still a little strange reason. What happened? I was joking with you a while ago that the manager was going through a divorce at the or separation at the time when the slump occurred. So I don't know if that explains it.
The power of a woman.
Maybe. We also had Rodrigo that was injured at that time, which looking at matters on the field.
Yeah, I think that's a major change.
There's been a pattern that once he's been injured or unable to play, City have gone through a pattern of not winning when he wasn't on the field. So I guess between those two things, Kevin De Bruyne also, wasn't quite himself this season, to provide the, those magical passes and assists that he's well known for. So a combination of factors, but we're still in a final on Saturday.
How are you feeling for that?
Well, I'm confident that we should get the job done. Crystal Palace have been playing a very, very good brand of football this season, but we still think we'll do the job.
You have a chance. Another happy man today, Keston Critchlow would have become more happy than he was before because it was signed, sealed, and delivered in a 2-0 victory for Barcelona. Keston, from that point of view, tell us the season. How will you describe the season? It's over basically in terms of titles, obviously, because you've won 3 titles.
Yeah.
But how will you describe it?
Indescribable, really. I don't think the most optimistic Barcelona fan could have dreamed what would have happened this season.
No, I think you're wrong. There was a guy here called Marvin who told me he was going to win 4 titles.
4 titles?
Yeah.
He came on just
all right,
one
so,
shot?
Yeah, so I don't think that's true, but go ahead.
Yeah, so we replaced Xavi. It had that whole, Xavi stepped down, then we bring him back, that whole embarrassment. We appointed Flick, everybody aware of the off-field shambles with the financials and things. So what we accomplished on the field, the brand of football that we played, hats off to the guys, Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Another happy man is JP Timothy. Now, the last time I had him on a show, right? I've never forgot this, and I'm sure he knows I don't forget this. He said, and this is why he's now come, he doesn't like to come and talk about the team. Last season, they were going so well, and he didn't want to jinx the team. And he came and talked, and they lost. So he decided to come only after they have won. So we might not see him again for a couple of years. All right? So take pleasure in seeing him tonight. JP, welcome.
Thanks for having me, man.
And tell us about your perspective.
A great season. Slot coming in for Klopp, big shoes to fill. He had the Dutch connection with Gakpo, Gravenberch, Van Dijk. We had the spine of the team always there, so Van Dijk and Salah with the experience of winning the Premier League in the past. And he made no signings. He had Kaiser, who barely played, and he kept the group together, and we just went straight ahead. And thank God City wasn't behind our tails this time. We had the comfort of Arsenal being at our tails, but it was a real good season for us, and we're looking to build going forward for 21 next season.
All right, let's bring in the Arsenal man here, Keegan Bowen. Keegan, your thoughts on a disappointing season, and that's an understatement, obviously, for Arsenal in terms of where they would have finished, or well, still to finish anyway. We'll see what happens in terms of the league, being knocked out in the Champions League, being knocked out again in semi-final, actually, in 2 leagues, in 2 situations, obviously, and then early on being knocked out in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
What has gone wrong?
Right. So Arsenal over the past couple of years has a lot of stability behind the scenes and even on the pitch. And it just so happened that this season with the split up of Edu leaving, and so that kind of messed things up a little bit behind the scenes, I believe, which would have in turn affect the transfers and all these type of things. But all that aside, the main reason why we lost this season is 1, lack of form. The players just wasn't doing what they're supposed to do, coupled with a number of injuries, coupled with crazy refereeing decisions. But I'm not saying all that to make excuses, right?
It's Songsu, right? I hope you know it's Songsu. But go ahead.
It's so good, so, but that is the reality of the situation. Because my friend here is saying that the comfort of Arsenal, but this Arsenal team that was competing with it is not the same Arsenal team that compete against City. You know, so it's a bit of disappointment this
How
season.
are you accepting all the flack, because you would be receiving a lot of flack?
But to be honest, to like defend the flack, the people who gave in the flack, their team had to beat my team properly first before they could talk to me. As much as they might be Liverpool fans winning the league, how much points they really take off away? Even not just this season, but even in the past seasons. You know, they get...
So that's why you're holding your comfort?
Yeah, I'm holding my comfort in knowing that we still beating people.
All right. And it's going to be the same question for everybody here. Let me start with you first, Keegan. Which team, when they lose, makes you the happiest?
Man U, Man U. I have a lot of friends who support Manchester United, and they are the most arrogant people that I ever meet.
All right.
And right now, some Liverpool fans trying to get them competition.
All right. And that leads you to the Liverpool man next to you. JP, who you like to see lose the most?
It's a mixture between Man U and Barca fans. Yeah. I have a couple
I can see Man U, but why Barca?
Yeah, well, Barca, you know, some Barca fans, they like to talk, you know, with that Messi era. They feel like they're top of the world and that kind of stuff and thing. And, you know, since Messi gone, they kind of drop a little bit. They now come back up and rebuild them with Yamal and stuff. But they have a kind of arrogance in the WhatsApp group that kind of...
But Barcelona?
Yeah, so when they go down, we tend to take it out on them quite a bit. Yeah.
Keston, how you respond? We're going from one person to the other person. Keston, Barcelona, how you respond?
Goes without saying, Real Madrid. I think
yes.
When Barca, when we're on our highs, the kind of football we play, the world is falling in love, so people just can't help but hate us kind of way. So.
All right. We have a lover man with us tonight. People, let's see how long this love continues. All right. Manchester man, as we go to the break.
Well, it used to be Man U, to be honest.
Okay.
But I'm feeling sorry for them in recent times, to be honest.
Really?
So it's really Arsenal now, right? Because they have so much expectation, right? That is to see him after the game and blame the referee and find every reason why they didn't win the game or whatever happened, the injuries. So the social media and the memes after, is part of the game.
Entertaining.
Yeah.
It's all entertaining. All right, that's what football is about. We take a short break. We'll be back.
During the weekends, we do like a grill in a come-together like sort of party. It's a community event, so people have to eat and have their bellies full to think a little bit faster when they are playing. You know you have bragging rights in the hood. I'm like, my guy won the game. The taste of victory.
84 poets, 2 nights, 1 shot at the Grand Slam title and $50,000 cash. Who will bring it home? The First Citizens National Poetry Slam, powered by the Bocas Lit Fest and sponsored by First Citizens.
There is no need to suffer. You can come down to the Optimal Life Wellness Center, where it is safe, it is affordable.
You don't have to take my word for it. You can come down to Optimal Life Wellness Center and see for yourself and experience for yourself what I have experienced. The life I now live is a lot healthier and more fulfilling. These products have actually given me a sense of a future, and very, very important.
Health and wellness, the core of our existence on planet Earth. Let us hear the voices of our very own citizens, our local and regional medical community, scientists and climatologists. Caribbean Medical TV is geared to developing a consciousness in our people in terms of our health and lifestyle. Knowledge is a very powerful tool, and we must empower ourselves with the information to protect against chronic and other related diseases. From the impact of climate change on our health to NCDs, Season 3 of Caribbean Medical TV tackles the challenges we all face, giving our citizens hope for a better tomorrow. Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
We have the best fans in the world. You can't miss the passion of Trinbagonians at a sporting event. At some point, we all become the 12th man or woman. Season 5 of The 12th Man is back and better than ever on TTT with your one and only Andre Errol Batiste. Tune in every Thursday on TTT for the most informative and action-packed show on local television. This is Asha De Freitas, a professional athletic trainer, and in case you did not know, we are your specialists in healthcare coverage for the active population.
Welcome back. This is the 12th man here on TTT. Next up is Questions of Football, brought to you by Coca-Cola. All right, let's go. Question number 1. If your team needs a good dressing down following a bad performance, who would you volunteer? For a bad performance, who would you volunteer? Your mother, your father, your sister, your grandparent, your ex. Okay, so your second ex. All right. Your better half or the principal or dean. All right, so if your team needs a good dressing down for a bad performance, who would you volunteer? Which one would you volunteer? Your mother, your father, your sister, your grandparents, your second ex, or your ex. Can be, anyway, your better half or your principal or dean. I'm going to start with the Keegan, Bowen Keegan. Who would you volunteer to give you, who would you volunteer?
So in my family, I grew up in a extended home. So
yeah.
My sister, she would have had to like take on the role sometimes of mothering nieces and nephews and all this thing. And when she giving you a tongue lashing,
she like football.
She leave matter a bit.
She don't like football.
No. She like too much football. She leave matter a bit.
Let's talk.
The word, you're under pressure.
Right, you. Yeah. All right, JP.
Yeah,
JP, I know your sister, so don't say that.
Yeah,
I protect you immediately. I protect you because I'm on the show, and I protect you.
Right, yeah, so you protect me.
I protect you one time, not your sister.
Yeah,
I help you.
I'll leave my sister alone. I'll leave my mom alone too. Right. Shout out to her too. Today's her birthday, so happy birthday, mom.
Good.
But I will go. In my time when I went Fatima College, the dean, he was real strict. Right, he was real strict, and
who was the dean in them days?
That was Mr. Joseph.
Okay.
Right, so he would have gotten you to change in a heartbeat with one little stern talking. So I'll go with the dean.
The dean, all right. Keston?
So the shadow of a doubt, mother.
Mother?
Yeah.
It was just Mother's Day, you know?
I know, yeah.
So be good.
Yeah, mom was a teacher, and even up to now, boy, I can't take that talk. So
where you did wrong on Mother's Day?
Nothing.
You did nothing wrong, you're sure?
Nothing.
Don't set me up, eh?
Nothing. Even tonight, when I tell her going up the road, it's like, where you going? This kind of it.
Right.
Yeah, so mom's taking it.
All right. Richard?
Well, it's again an easy one for me, my father, for sure.
Okay.
He wanted high standards, and he wasn't a happy camper if he didn't meet those standards. So
Straight up. All right, let's go. Question number 2, again brought to you by Coca-Cola. Next season, what does your team need most? A forward, a defender, a midfielder, Chelsea money, Man City no charges, a new owner, better referees. So is it better referees, a new owner, or like Man City, you get no charges against you, or like all the money Chelsea have, a midfielder, a defender, or forward? JP?
It's a kind of tough one, but if I have to say, I would say a forward for sure.
A forward still?
Because I'm not expecting Salah to have that great season again.
Darwin Núñez.
No. Don't call that name. Don't call that name. Gakpo and Diaz is mainly left wingers.
Okay.
Because we didn't have good strikers. Jota was injured. He too injury prone.
Okay. You're keeping all them again with
somebody? No, getting rid of Núñez and Jota and bringing fresh blood. Because we had to shift around with Diaz to play the false 9. but his best position is on the left, right? So if I have to say, Liverpool has been known for their forwards in the past, Torres, Suarez, Fowler, these kind of guys, and I'm not anticipating Salah having a good season like this next season.
We
so
want,
he
we
will
want,
need
we
help.
want.
Give my World Cup winner, Alvarez. Atletico Madrid.
Okay. All right. Keston, which one for you?
Think defender. Not
sense.
lost scoring goals. Definitely not a problem
Yeah.
for us. So probably somebody to compete with one of the fullbacks.
Okay. A central defender.
A central defender. Or a central defender.
Okay.
To probably replace Araujo in the back or something like that.
All right. Richard?
I would think a midfielder with Kevin De Bruyne. Well, moving on, surprisingly,
we hear Liverpool might want him.
Well, I think he still has some life in him, life in his legs. But yeah, a creative midfielder, I would say. I don't have anyone in mind right now, but creative midfielder.
All right. Let's go. Question number 3. Brought to you by Coca-Cola.
You forgot the answer.
Sorry. I forgot Arsenal. But you know why? You know why? Because the answer is so obvious. I'm not seeing the answer there on the screen. I'm not seeing a coach. I'm not seeing coach. But go ahead.
So basically, it's glaring you obvious. We need a striker. They can't be creating so many chances every game and nobody to put it in the back of the net.
All right, I was going to say coach. I didn't see coach. I don't understand that. All right, anyway, let's go. Question number 3. In terms of household chores, as football takes a break, which housework do you dislike the most? Cooking, ironing, cleaning, grocery shopping, packing away the groceries, painting, having to listen, being spoken to, long talks at home. Wow. All right, long talks at home, painting, packing away groceries, grocery shopping, cleaning, ironing, or cooking. Which one is it? Let's start with Keston. Keston?
Probably say cleaning. Football is take up so much of the weekend.
Right.
It's from Premier League in the morning to La Liga in the evening. So in the absence of that, cleaning.
So when football going on, you don't clean at all. You always dirty.
Yeah.
That what you're saying?
Yeah, no, resting, taking a rest. You have to take in the football.
So somebody else clean or you are the...
Somebody else had to clean.
Wow. All right, sir. Richard, which one for you? Which one is neglected normally? So which one you do more now that football is finishing?
I hope my wife not watching because she will say I do none of that. But the answer is cleaning. Yeah, cleaning. I'll go and do a little, sweeping or tidying up.
What you going to do? What, sweep the floor?
Sometimes it's been nervous energy.
Sweep the floor?
Sometimes it's some nervous energy when the game's going on,
all right.
But yeah.
That is it for you?
Cleaning, yeah.
Let's say you, Keegan. Which one?
For sure, it'll have to be cooking, boy.
You could cook?
I know, boy.
No. Can you cook?
If you consider boiling rice cooking, yeah.
Well, no, you have to ignore that because it make no sense. Yeah.
But which one? The question is which one you don't like the most?
No, but which one you would? But you would have to do it because even though you don't like it, we expect you to still do it. So even though we know you don't like, but you can cook. So where you go?
You just have to follow the recipe, man. That's easy, man.
All right. Cooking it is. JP, which one for you?
They're trying to get people in trouble with these questions. I would have to say grocery shopping. You
don't like grocery shopping?
Yeah, I do like it.
You like the money you spend grocery shopping?
Yeah.
That's a different thing.
Yeah, so I'll go in the grocery and bring home the goods for my wife and she will do the cooking and that kind of stuff.
All right. Anyway. I want to say something here when I'm going to hesitate. Let me go.
Now, my wife could cook. So
I expect you can't say your wife can't cook. Right? No matter what, you can never say that. There's nobody here that will say their wife can't cook. Nobody. All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back.
During the weekends, we do like a grill in a come-together like sort of party. It's a community event, so people have to eat and have their bellies full to think a little bit faster when they are playing. You have bragging rights in the hood. I'm like, my guy won the game. The taste of victory.
哎，我说老方，老方，你以后对人姑娘主动点行不行啊？你跟舅妈都已经，前舅妈都已经分手那么久了，从来没见你对哪个女孩这么上过心。我告诉你啊，你要再这么单着，等我走了，你可真就只剩自己一个人了。
你想还敢说剩我一个人了？你有没有良心啊？这4年多了，我有自己时间吗？我这么多年，你上课我上课，我放假你放假，你自己说，寒暑假是谁帮你补的课？谁带你满世界玩的？还不是你就是我？这小没良心，还留我一个人，别回来！
谈不上恋爱还赖我啊？
Every street, every neighborhood, and every community has a story. Welcome to The Corner, where real conversations highlight real changes. We go beyond the headlines and behind the scenes, bringing you face to face with the people shaping our nation. The ones confronting the toughest issues head on, and those rewriting their own stories to uplift others. From struggles to successes, from the problems to the solutions. This is where real issues meet real impact. Join me, Jason John, on The Corner for honest conversation, real change, your community, your voice. Only on TTT.
During the weekends, we do like a grill in a come together like sort of party. It's a community event, so people have to eat and have their bellies full to think a little bit faster when they are playing. You know you have bragging rights in your hood. I'm like, my guy won the game. The taste of victory.
Football can make you happy, also make you sad, but all football fans find a common ground in support of their club teams. In Trinidad and Tobago, the fans jump up with the 12th man on TTT television with Andre Baptiste and feel their spirits lift and their hearts filled with joy. Be part of the new season 5, 12th man. Journey on TTT. This is Bruce Grobler, wishing all Trini fans the very, very best. You'll never walk alone.
Welcome back. This is the 12th man here on TTT. Next up is the Fantasy Premier League. Any of you all play Fantasy Premier? Well, I know Keston plays. JP, you play?
I didn't play this year.
Okay, Keegan, you play?
Do our time, boy.
Richard, you don't?
Yeah,
You
for
play?
sure.
Yes, of course you play. All right. I know both of you all play. In fact, let's have a look at the top, and you're going to see the names. Because there in position number 5 is Richard Freeman with 2,416 points. And now, Sheridan Charles, who was here last week, Marvin, he has regained the lead. He has taken back the lead from Dylan. He was here with us last week. He's Sheridan Charles. He's a happy man, as you see. And Richard Freeman is in 5th position. That's the top 10 in Trinidad and Tobago right now. And of course, there are the names you would have seen. Yvonne Mendoza, who's an Aston Villa fan, he's in 9th position. He was here on the program too as well. Then we go to the next list as well. And there you've seen all the various names. We've got Sharice Robinson in 19th. He was, of course, here on the program too as well. And those are the top 20 persons on the league right now. Top 20 in Trinidad and Tobago. Let's have a look at the team of the week. There's the team of the week. Ramsdale had a good game for Southampton. They didn't concede any goals against Manchester City, so he's there in goal. But he's going to get demoted yet again. He's going to be on a demoted team, I think, but the third, if not the third time. I thought he's been regularly demoted. He just seemed to have a demotion thing on him. All right, let's look at who is in and who is out. There's the list of in and out. In other words, well, it's coming up now, the list of in and out. Those are the players who people would have brought into their team. Ollie Watkins, who would have scored a goal, would have been brought in terms of the in. And then we go now to the out. Those are the players that people would decide to get rid of. And there's the list. Mamouche, surprisingly, I think. Isaac, a little bit surprising for me too as well. And then some of the other names, Bruno Fernandes, and of course Mo Salah, who has dipped in form a little bit as time goes on. All right, so that leaves me right here. Richard, you're in 5th. Explain to people. Last week we had Sharon Charles, who was in the lead, and he spoke to us about his technique. What is your technique? Because you're doing well. You're in 5th position. What is your technique?
I try to look for the more attacking players, even in the defense, those that could get you higher points if they keep a clean sheet. And it's having a look on the weekends and looking, trying to stay ahead of it. I mean, there's a lot of information on the fantasy league, there's a lot of template teams and that kind of thing. But yeah,
Is this one of your best years this year?
This year, yeah, I've one of my better years this year, actually. I mean, it's very competitive. I mean, it's a lot of, little strokes of luck along the way. A lot of near misses where you had a player, you're keeping him. And as soon as you transfer him out, you find he scores 15 points, But all in all...
who has been the best player for you?
Well, I mean, Mo Salah again this year, early on, it's just in the last few games he's dropped off a little bit, but I was on him when some people were still doubting him and not picking Haaland early on in the season. I always had Salah, so I would say Salah.
Kester, you have been doing well. You just dropped out of the top 20 recently. I think in about 22nd or 23rd. Tell us a little bit about yourself and your...
Actually, I just lost interest.
Okay.
Earlier in the season, I think I'd gotten as high as like 5,000 in the world, so.
Right.
And then a couple of bad moves, and once you start dropping, you just,
Yeah, because I know you were doing good at the beginning.
Yeah, I was up there, but so it just goes sometimes. So, just lose interest, and sometimes it's just 50-50 decisions. So, for example, I had the funds to do it, and I went with Sa from Crystal Palace. And SJ is the one who's taking home all the points now. So sometimes it just come down to a little 50-50 calls like that. Yeah.
JP, why you never play?
Well, this season I'm currently doing the diploma of education.
Okay.
So there's a lot of work, and know, fantasy is you had to make moves and that kind of take time and stuff, right? I actually came first in Trinidad and Tobago, I think in 2019, I believe. Okay. So I kind of take it a little serious, but I had no time this year because of that diploma education. So next year I might see me on top of the table again, don't worry.
Keegan?
Well, for me, it's more about the time because I'm being a new father. My son is 16 months, and he's a bundle of joy, they call it. And I'm also a business owner, so that's like a full-time job. You have your little side hustles and stuff. So just trying to provide for my family, do that kind of stuff. Watching the football on a weekend is enough to occupy my time.
You already buy Arsenal stuff for your son?
Not yet.
All right. Oh God! Why are you so wicked? JP, why? Why do you do about that? I bet you wicked, eh? Oh, my God. Why you get a chance here? You get a chance. All right. Let's go to the new segment.
You think you coulda get in on my feelings? You coulda get me for settle down. Me give a hit and run.
All right, as I was told, this is not new, but it's new for some of you, obviously, the case may be. Not new for the guy in my ear because of certain reasons. He falls on the ground when he's playing football. So it's not new for him. Hit and run, as they say. All right, anyway, let's go. So let's start. This is really about not relationships. So it really is about a player or players or anybody. It could be a coach. Keegan, it could be a coach, right? Right? That you want to get rid of. That you feel, hey, I've had enough of that person. Yeah. I'm going to start first with the Manchester man. Let's hear you, Richard.
The tough one on the City team. It's because all of the players are it's hard to say. I've given it some thought here. Foden has been very disappointing this year for some reason.
Foden,
I don't know if he's something has happened and he's fallen off.
Yeah.
So for me,
if Wayne was here, Wayne Cunningham, you'd have made a suggestion as to why Phil Foden is going through a bad patch.
Yeah.
But I can't see what it is.
There are various reasons why, but right now, he's been a disappointment this season.
He has. He really has, honestly. Keston, for you.
Probably the keeper, Ter Stegen, perhaps, or Araujo.
Okay.
You see that 15 minutes, that 45 minutes he had in Milan, came on, forward beat him, first post, let a tired forward run him to set up the goal, the winning goal.
All right. JP.
Easy, Darwin Núñez.
The man called some important goals for you all that time.
I do think, hats off to him. I think he scored the 2 goals that made us win the league, and nothing. It was Brentford.
Brentford or Bournemouth?
It was Brentford. It was Brentford.
Right.
But hats off to him. But I do think throughout my life I have seen a forward miss an open goal like that so many times. And it is hindering Liverpool, and we, as I said, we known for great forwards. So it kind of it's time now. He had to come and play in Trinidad and Tobago or go in Saudi Arabia or some kind of thing. Right? Be a lawyer or some kind of thing. Football is not for you, boys. So
I think he did get a ban to him because he had gone to the crowd and fight. So I think he now get that official ban.
So
he'll have to wait a while to play for his team. All right, Keegan.
I would say Raheem's still in, but he already going back to Chelsea, so I have to worry about it.
Definitely.
But my pick would be Zinchenko.
Okay.
Although he's a good player on the ball, I have a lot of questions of him off the ball, especially defensively for the team. We have a lot of other players that I would like to clear out too, but we asked for one, so it'll be Zinchenko for me.
All right, we'll take a short break. This is the 12th man here on TTT. We'll be back.
You can come down to the Optimal Life Wellness Center where it is safe, it is affordable.
You don't have to take my word for it. You can come down to Optimal Life Wellness Center and see for yourself and experience for yourself what I have experienced. The life I now live is a lot healthier and more fulfilling. These products have actually given me a sense of a future and very, very important.
During the weekends, we do like a grill in a come-together like sort of party. It's a community event, so people have to eat and have their bellies full to think a little bit faster when they are playing. You have bragging rights in your hood. I'm like, my guy won the game. The taste of victory.
The world wasn't really made for persons with visual impairment, so you have to adapt. If there's too much of a crowd on the pavement, we have to go slowly, and they guide you along the way too. So most times people ask me if I'm crossing, and then they say take my arm. People will come to my assistance. Sometimes if they can't come, they might say, okay, cross now. So I'm hearing the person in the distance, and I go slowly with my cane outstretched a bit, and I manage. Long time they used to tell you, why don't you stay inside? If you can't see, stay inside. But then if I stay inside, you wouldn't know that blind people can walk the street. I tell my children I like coming outside.
Football is back, and with it, sporting fans, so is the 12th man. It's new, it's different, it's interactive, and most of all, it's fun. This is Mikey Holding, giving a big shout out to the one and only Andre Errol Baptiste, the original 12th man, back again for a record-breaking 5th season on TTT. Join and share in the smiles and more on the 12th man.
Business is a powerhouse, and at Unipet, we recognize the importance of efficiency in every operation. From logistics to marine operations, our commercial fuel solutions are expertly tailored to ensure your operations run smoothly and efficiently. With Unipet, it's more than just fuel. It's about providing seamless delivery, unmatched reliability, and the dedicated support necessary to propel your business forward. Join the myriad of industries across the nation that trust Unipet for superior efficiency, sustainability, and performance. Contact us today at 338-4UNI, sales at unipet.co.tt, or visit our website at unipet.co.tt to explore our solutions. Unipet Commercial Fuel, powering your potential.
This segment is brought to you by Unipet.
Way, sir.
Next up is a very popular WESA segment here on the 12th Man on TTT, brought to you by Unipet. Unipet, you can go and get your best and all your gas at Unipet branch, any branch, and say WESA. Now, here what goes on here. We've got some WESA photos. We're going to put them up first, and then we're going to give you some situations because of where the season is right now. I might ask for next season because in some cases, most of the titles have already been settled. All right, so let's go. Let's have a look at the persons who would have had WESA moments. Let's have a look at those persons who would have had outstanding WESA moments. Rafinha for Barcelona, Nicola Zalewski, Inter Milan, Martinelli, who would have scored the comeback goal for Arsenal, at least one of them anyway, Sandro Tonali for Newcastle, who continue to really perform, and Ollie Watkins, who got the winning goal for Aston Villa in a crucial game that could push them into the Champions League. All right. So let's start. We're going to start with the Man City man. His one is the easiest one to do because you go on and you win the FA Cup on Saturday. So that we're going to give you that situation. Here is it. People have been talking about Manchester City not winning a title. Pepper's always won a title, one trophy at least. And so here is a big chance. If on Saturday, Manchester City go on and beat Newcastle, I want to hear how you would say away, son. Is there anybody, any other fan or friend you would give a call after you won that title on Saturday?
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. I mean,
you remember you lost last year to Man United in the FA Cup. I don't want to remind you, but I did remind you. I don't want to, but I did. Yeah. But everybody thought he was going to win.
Yeah, no, I mean, we were always the favourites to win when we play, and you know, there's always high expectations and so forth when City playing. So.
But should you lose to Crystal Palace, how you feel?
Well, I mean, disappointed. I mean, it would be you would lose some bragging rights because, I mean, this is a salvation to at least say you come out with a trophy. So when I bounce up any Arsenal people who seem to be always to be everywhere, right? Okay. You know, I wouldn't have to, you know, I'll have that up on them.
Okay.
You know.
But if you win, so let me hear your WESA.
WESA.
And any of your friends you're calling?
Huh?
Any friend you calling? Anybody? You have anybody you want to call after you win on Saturday, or if you win on Saturday?
Well, our mutual friend Sumi.
Yes, I would have always been to say. Right. All right, Sumi, don't worry, boy. You have a big final coming up next week, Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday, I think it's Thursday, right? The Conference League final for Chelsea.
Yep.
Yeah, against Real Betis. So you have a chance. Nobody left. All right. Keston, all I can ask you for is next season because there's no more titles for you to win this season. You won 3 and not in the FIFA World Cup, so I can't give it that. So let's say next season you go on and do what Marvin expects you to do this season, and you go on and you win 4 titles. Let's hear your WESA.
4 titles.
4 trophies as well.
4 trophies. Yeah. Yeah, Champions League being
added to these other 3.
Added to it. Thinking back to probably when Rafinha scored a goal against Inter Milan. 87th minute, and we thought we had it.
You thought you had it.
WESA! Oh, good!
Yeah.
Right.
At that time, what was going through your mind?
We seal it there, come back. Remember we coming back right?
I know.
You know?
So then, but when the defender allowed that old man to score that equalizer.
Anticlimax where we gone. So close.
I honestly thought you all had wanted to.
Yeah,
and I
so
was
close.
getting a call from a guy called Marvin here. There was a guy called Marvin. I say, well, Marvin, my phone must ring.
Whole season we doing this, you know. Whole season we coming back, so that was it.
Yeah.
That was the...
You know, and after he lost, he didn't call me.
That was the WESA moment there.
All right,
yeah.
JP. All right. Hey, your thing is you go on and you win. Well, you're in the FIFA World Club Championships. The first time they put in this one, obviously, no doubt for because they want to make everybody happy and they don't want people to break away, right? So they're doing their own thing. It's not a big trophy, but it's still a trophy nevertheless, right? Yeah. Let's say you go on and you win that trophy. Let's say your version of WESA.
Yeah, well, I would say that, but you know, we haven't made a signing, a big signing in a while.
Okay.
So let's say I hear him talk about Florian Wirtz from Germany coming into
the midfielder.
Yeah, midfielder. Yeah. So like let we say we
but
get.
Who you go put him? Yeah, Gravenage, McAllister.
I could take a bench. Yeah.
Subasai,
so
okay.
Be like, you know, so when you see the money spend, the board already spend money. So if they make that push, and you think, you know, we finally doing it, finally spending money to compete with City next season. So that's where I really want my WESA moment will be for marquee signings right
that's
now.
Fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. You give me something to give me something to get the Arsenal man. I couldn't give nothing else. Right now. Right? I had a game there, so you help me. You help. For once, Liverpool help Arsenal tonight. So he gonna help me. He helped me to give what for your waste of woman can't win nothing again. So that's out. Right? So your waste of woman has to be now looking ahead to next season. Who would you like to sign?
Well, according to the rumors, we're supposed to be wrapping up Zubimendi.
Good sign.
He is supposed to transform our midfield, especially with Partey
After
agent.
who made them 2 errors against PSG. But go ahead. We didn't blame them.
Partey agent. So once that is sealed, that's all well and good. I would love to get a new left wing. I would love to get some support for Saka. But most importantly, if we get a top striker. So right now the rumor is Victor Gyökeres and Sesko. Sesko is the upcoming talent and Gyökeres is the proven talent. So if I wake up tomorrow and I see Gyökeres wearing a Arsenal shirt, is way sir, we get through.
all right. That sounds good.
The last good striker was Van Persie.
Aubameyang wasn't so bad, man. To be fair, he helped Arsenal win the FA Cup. To be fair.
For me, Aubameyang wasn't complete.
All right. You and Arteta. And he hasn't won a title since he got rid of Aubameyang. That's what forget him. All right, anyway, forget Arteta. I really wish I could forget him, but anyway, let's go. All right, who is in the doghouse? Let's see. All right, so let's go. Start with you, Keegan. Anybody want to put in the doghouse?
I don't know. Right now, I can't think of anybody that I want to put in the doghouse per se. If I was to put somebody, actually, I can't call his name, but he's been so faithful this season, but my midfielder.
Partey?
Yeah, but he I'll put the Arsenal backroom staff for not getting a striker in January.
All right.
Put them in the doghouse. All of them.
All of them. Arteta in front. All right, okay. All right. JP, we want to put?
I'll put Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Oh, Lord.
Right?
Only booty man, boy.
Yeah, you know, I don't mind you moving on and that kind of stuff and thing, but you can't move on for free. You can't leave us with nothing.
Money,
free money. Yeah. We struggle already. We're already struggling to get money to buy players. Okay, we are a little something. So right. I'll put Trent in the doghouse for sure.
All right. Gaston?
After the season, we had can't put anybody from Barca there. So want to put Vinny Jr. Madridistas make a push for this man with this Ballon d'Or, the abscon ceremony, and you follow that up with the season. Come now, man, doghouse.
All right, Vinny Jr. Rich, who you want to put?
Well, I got a second bite of the cherry on this one. I think Grealish has been a real disappointment.
Yes.
And I think that I'd put him in the doghouse. He hasn't stepped up to the plate. He seems to be distracted, and football, isn't like his priority in his life right now. It's just a view I have. Pep hasn't used him too much, but that would be my...
And next year he come on in the FA Cup and win the game. After we see all that, that's how life is going. Because he's a big stage player. He's a big stage player. He must understand. He will know that the biggest stage for him right now.
But yeah, he kind of fill a void this year, and he didn't step up in my view.
Yeah, he didn't. All right, let's see who they put in the doghouse. Let's see who they have. They have, Nicholas Jackson, who would have got that red card for that stupid action for Chelsea. And made Sumi very annoyed, obviously, right? Because he put them under pressure to qualify for the Champions League. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back.
During the weekends, we do like a grill in a come-together like sort of party. It's a community event, so people have to eat and have their bellies full to think a little bit faster when they are playing. You have bragging rights in the hood. I'm like, my guy won the game. The taste of victory.
the world wasn't really made for persons with visual impairment. So you have to adapt. If there's too much of a crowd on the pavement, we have to go slowly, and they guide you along the way too. So most times people ask me if I'm crossing, and then they say, take my arm, people will come to my assistance. Sometimes if they can't come, they might say, okay, cross now. So I'm hearing the person in the distance, and I go slowly with my cane outstretched a bit, and I manage. Long time they used to tell you, why don't you stay inside? If you can't see, stay inside. But then if I stay inside, you wouldn't know that blind people can walk the street. I tell my children I like coming outside.
84 poets, 2 nights, 1 shot at the Grand Slam title, and $50,000 cash. Who will bring it home? The first Citizens National Poetry Slam, powered by the Bocas Lit Fest and sponsored by First Citizens.
Hey football fans, this is Shaka Hislop. Football fever returns to Trinidad and Tobago, and for many, this is the best time of their life. In Trinidad and Tobago, nothing beats a good old talk. The banter, the heckling, the teasing. And in season 5 of the 12th Man, Andre Batiste is committed to delivering your voice and your team. 12th Man is on and better than ever. And Olia, say a prayer for Andre, please. Let's pray together that this is Arsenal's year. Lord knows we've been laughing at him long enough.
Your business is a powerhouse, and at Unipet, we recognize the importance of efficiency in every operation. From logistics to marine operations, our commercial fuel solutions are expertly tailored to ensure your operations run smoothly and efficiently. With Unipet, it's more than just fuel. It's about providing seamless delivery, unmatched reliability, and the dedicated support necessary to propel your business forward. Join the myriad of industries across the nation that trust Unipet for superior efficiency, sustainability, and performance. Contact us today at 338-4UNI, sales at unipet.co.tt, or visit our website at unipet.co.tt to explore our solutions. Unipet Commercial Fuel, powering your potential.
Welcome back. This is the 12th Man here on TTT. Next up is roll back. We're going to roll back the years, 15 years. We decided to roll back 15 years for each person here and ask you. We're going to start first with the Manchester City man for ask you the best moment as a fan of your team over the last 15 years. Richard Freeman, the best moment as a fan of your team, Manchester City. We start with you first.
Well, again, it always comes back to that Aguero moment. And I mean, it's hard to beat that.
Even winning the Champions League against Inter?
There was something with that breakout moment with Aguero, the circumstances, last game of the season, with
Man United crying.
With seconds to go and so let's come back to that one again.
Aguero, all right. Keston, 15 years. So you could bring Messi into it.
Was the Stamford Bridge semi-final within the last 15?
Yes.
Perhaps? Yes. So I know we had lots of monitors against Madrid, so too hard to choose. So I'll go the Iniesta. The Iniesta equalizer, Stamford Bridge.
All right.
Helped us with the treble as well.
And Chelsea men wouldn't like that because they remember the referee in that game. All right, but anyway, let's go. JP.
I would say 2019 Champions League. I think that was the one that Klopp needed to get off for us to get a good start to win the big major honours. So I think that was the stepping stone for him, getting across the line.
Tottenham, who is it? Tottenham?
Yeah, it was Tottenham. Right?
How do you deal with that? Because you have close family friends who are Tottenham. I never get a chance.
Buy a little gift for her.
You buy a gift for her? All right.
But I would have to say that because that's what propelled the club to win the major honours.
It's to say that Tottenham fan. So it must have been an interesting family night. That's all I can say. Interesting. All right, Keegan.
So for me, people would say winning the FA Cup was an accomplishment, but for me, that ain't that. So I would speak about my most memorable moment as a fan. Walking into a sports bar filled with Barcelona fans dressed in a full Arsenal kit.
Where you in Trinidad?
In Trinidad.
Okay.
When we played Barcelona in the Champions League, I can't remember the year right now, and we put 4 past them in the Champions League.
Okay.
That was because I remember us scoring those goals, and me and one other Arsenal fan in the whole sports bar standing up and celebrating and making the most noise. But then they can't beat me after in the next leg. But just having that experience of repping your team in the midst of all them opposition fans and your team delivering is a real sweet experience.
That is the problem with Arsenal.
You really need that trophy bad, boy.
You have nothing, I have nothing to talk about. The last time we won the league was more than 15 years. More than 15 years. I need that trophy.
Your man beat him and a few times and he text him and he doing different things, you know what I mean?
But that experience is still, boy.
We lost the next leg.
Yeah, but still, boy, as a fan, being in the midst of the opposition fans and your side delivering for you, and in that type of because hostile, from the time I walk in that bar was
everybody watching here.
Ponging them. When you come in here, there's a camp new. You have an ass on top thing. And we put 4 past them.
All right, good, interesting memories. All right, so let's have a look at the schedule of matches. Let's take a look at the schedule of matches coming up in England. There's an idea of all the schedule of matches. Some of the matches more important than others, obviously, because teams are battling for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th in place in terms of Champions League places in England. As we go, let me start obviously with Richard. Richard, you're in 3rd position, but your team obviously have to be occupied with you're playing your game later in the week, obviously. You're not playing on Saturday or Sunday, obviously, because you're playing the FA Cup final. What would you like to happen? Because Newcastle play against Arsenal. One is in 2nd, one is in 3rd, and you're in 4th.
Well, obviously we have to, I think we still have to do the business and get the 3 points to, I think it's so close.
Yes.
I think Arsenal look like they're safe for 2nd playing Southampton. They don't have a tough game this weekend, but they should get the job done against Southampton. So I think they are safe. And, Aston Villa are playing well. So
Chelsea play Nottingham Forest in games that could finally decide who gets that position too as well.
Yeah, so obviously we have to get the job done. I think I have more.
Which one more important, FA Cup or finishing in the top 5 for Man City?
Well, they have to be in the Champions League.
I think so, eh?
Yeah.
Whatever happens, I think that's the priority, without a doubt. From a neutral point of view, does it matter what happens in the English Premier League for you, Keston, at all, in terms of how they finish?
Probably you always want to see the best teams, so I probably rooting for the underdogs. So probably if Nottingham could squeeze in, probably at the expense of Chelsea. Yeah.
Make a lot of Chelsea men upset. Next week we'll have Curtis Cox from Chelsea here with us, and I think he'll be a very upset guy. All right, JP?
Well, we relaxing on the beach,
So when you're watching it, so you're watching now. What are your thoughts?
I just watching to see who not making Champions League, so I can laugh in the WhatsApp group.
But from a perspective of Liverpool, you will not want a good team not to play in the Champions League because then they have more time. I was trying to explain that to a guy today. It means that they have more time to do well, obviously. Because Liverpool last season, Liverpool didn't play in the Champions League. Not that so? Correct. And look what has transpired. Sometimes you have to look into the future.
So
Keegan?
So we're playing Newcastle, and for some strange reason, them are we number, boy. So I'm watching this game this weekend with cautious optimism, especially as the top 5 only separated by about 5 points. So it's still a toss-up for me.
I think Arsenal need 1 point. Basically, because of the goal difference. It doesn't matter anymore. You can get 69. So once they get 1 point, it doesn't matter. They come in the top 5. Might come second, but they come in the top 5. I still
want to come second. I don't want to.
You don't mind. You want to come second. You want to come second.
Yeah, me might look at it as settling, but if I have a choice to come 5th or to come second, I will take second. Thanks.
Well, I think the prize money will obviously they take that. All right. Thank you all. We'll see what happens. Good luck in the FA Cup, obviously, and let's see what happens with Arsenal. Liverpool is just watching, and Barcelona is watching too as well. Thank you very much. This has been the 12th man here on TTT. Goodbye.
12th Man, brought to you by Coca-Cola.
This is TTT. Live for local.